Hi all, welcome to another video. Today, Kat is gonna be behind the camera
Hi everyone!
asking me questions about the immigration process in the United States.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we start off with you just giving us a high level summary about your immigration process and what that was like.
Okay. So I'm Italian, first of all. For the ones of you who don't know. So basically, we got married in Italy. There's Chase there. It's crazy today. We got married in Italy. I think it was the.
Excuse me?
I think. No, it was
You
the,
should see the eyes I'm giving you.
yes, like super. The 23rd of December of the 2020, and then in January of the next year, so in the 2021, we came here, even if we wanted to move to Europe, blah blah blah. So, point is that at some point we started this immigration process that took, I think, a little bit more than 10 months from starting the process and for me to get the green card. So on one side, for people who don't know, like I used to be too, I didn't know anything about it. Like it could seem very long, and trust me, it was, when I was in that situation, like was very very hard for me. Like it was a nightmare. But on the other side, like if we see things in the right perspective, there are people who have to wait even years to get to this point where I am now after more than 10 months. So I am very thankful to be here, like with my green card, but still, yeah, I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit, I'm gonna say, like, sad. I carry a little bit of sadness and frustration, and even like I feel even tired after all these months. Really, like it was very hard.
Yeah, and I think, you made such a good point that you carried that stress and frustration for the last 10 months, the last year. Can you share what was it about the immigration process that felt heavy to you and might be heavy for other people that are also going through this?
Yes, I feel like probably the worst thing was not having my rights, like the normal rights that somebody could have, like I don't know, driving, even like having the possibility to get a driver license. Like I couldn't do that because I had to wait some of the documents that I'm gonna explain to you very quick. Or for example, like being able to even have an insurance. Like this was like one of my biggest concern like last year, because if you don't have an health insurance, it means that if you get injured for some reason, like you cannot go to you can go to the hospital, but especially here in the United States, like you don't know how much time is gonna not time, actually, like more money because it's gonna take. So you could really spend a lot of money, really a lot of money, especially for people from Italy, Spain, or like the Mediterranean Sea, like so those countries, like it would be insane.
Well, those countries, just to add, those countries that already have the healthcare for everyone, like that's what you're referring to.
Yes, and also even for the prices.
Yeah.
Like for the prices, it's of course, like here the salaries are way higher also than Europe in general, whichever country you pick from Europe. But still, like, it's pretty tough, right? Especially, like, again, like if you don't have enough insurance, you're scared basically. I was scared. I was like, okay, we were traveling a little bit inside the United States, and sometimes I was like, okay, if we are like in nature, like in places like Yosemite or other places like that, for example, I was like, wait, what if, I don't know, there is like a bear or a snake or something? No, seriously, like here, like you have to ask yourself these questions. Like when we went to Yosemite, we heard about like a bear attacking like dogs and stuff. Like in Italy, it's impossible. Like I never heard something like that in my life. So like apart from bears and huge beasts, like even if you like fell down, like it could be scary, because if you get injured, you don't have insurance, and so you have to pay. So it was pretty scary.
Yeah, and a quick disclaimer. So I do not have health insurance. That does not mean that anyone without a social security number cannot have health insurance. It was just our specific case,
Yes.
based on my job and based on our situation. So just want to put that disclaimer out there. You could absolutely find a health insurance for your situation. So you mentioned two things, right? You mentioned the health insurance, you mentioned driving, being able to drive. What other rights did you not have during this time?
Another big deal to me was not being able to work, or at least to like accept legally a work in the United States. Because of course, like some of you could think like, okay, but there are also possibilities like opportunity online, and this is true, but it depends also on what you do, your skills, your experience, you know, which point you are in your life. So I tried to do something online, but it wasn't that simple and that remunerative. So it's not that simple. So it was pretty scary and especially frustrating, because not being able, I even like in general, like if you even receive like a job offer, like you cannot accept because you don't have the papers, and likely that company, hypothetical company who gives you the offer, like won't wait for you to get your papers, right? So, which happened to me. So it's very frustrating. So it was pretty hard for me to figure out like all these things and try to, you know, push forward. And yeah, it was pretty hard.
Yeah, and if we want to flip the narrative a little bit and focus on what people in your current situation or in your past situation, that they're still going through the process, they're still waiting for their papers, what advice would you give them in this moment?
I would say for sure, if you it depends also again on your skills. Like if you have like experience or like in digital jobs, or you know, you can for sure go online and like do a lot of websites. There is Upwork, there is People Per Hour, so you can do freelancing work. Either way, like on the other side, it's not that simple. Like in a lot of videos on YouTube, like they make you seem like it's super simple, like everyone can get like freelancing jobs. It's not the truth. But still, like you could try. So if you have experience, for sure, I would say like look for freelancing jobs. If you don't have like, or you never work on digital like you don't have experience in this kind of jobs. So, and I'm referring like to data science, like UX design, but even social media marketing and stuff like that. Maybe it's gonna be harder for you. It's gonna be harder. I don't wanna lie, but you can still try to implement habits in your life that can help you like getting calmer, like, and bear all these things that you don't have, like these rights that they took from you. So, for example, I'm talking about like meditation. You can, I don't know, if you're like close to a place like nature, you can go for a walk, like even every day. And I'm not saying that you have to walk hours and hours a day, but even like the half hour, an hour in a day, it could really makes you feel better, way better. And again, meditation, you can try to journal. There is something that I never heard before, like when I was in Italy, not even in Spain, and it's very powerful because it makes you realize how like you're very blessed. In general, like you're fine, you're okay, you just have to wait for this, again, long process, but you have to be thankful for the things that you already have. And on the other side, like I was being like household things the whole day, which is frustrating if you don't wanna do that, or if it's not like your aspiration, So I would say let's try to implement as many healthy habits as possible. You can also learn something that you can do. For example, you can learn a new job. There are so many online free resources that you can seriously like learn a new job. For example, you can do also sport, you can work out, even for free, like, you don't need to buy like weights and stuff. You can go running outside, you can learn an instrument, there are so many things that you can do. So this is my advice.
What would you say to families and partners? You gave great advice for the person who's actually going through this.
Yes.
And I think that's really helpful because you were candid about how difficult it is. But on the other hand, there's other people being affected by it, right? So there's family members, there's partners. What advice would you give to them when they're also feeling frustrated? What can they do to feel better about this or to support that person?
I would say to the partners or all the people that are like around that person who is immigrating to this country, like to be supportive, try to understand what this person is going through, because it's really a lot. Like, it's very heavy. I think it's the heaviest thing I've ever done in my life. So it's like, if we talk about like psychology, like for your mind, it's very, very something very hard. You have to be patient, and so the partner, I understand, because like if like I remember when I used to be like super frustrated or sad, especially like some days sometimes very rarely happened that I was like almost, I wish I shut down almost, like, because I was like, okay, probably if I go to sleep, even if it's like noon, I don't have to deal with all of this. And so Kat helped me a lot, because I think like if I put myself in her shoes, like it's very hard, like having somebody who is almost depressed some days, like, and you have to deal with that person, and you have to deal with that person like knowing that you have no idea like which is the deadline, the end of this process. So you have to come up probably with like thoughts or opinions or even just like few words, few sentences to try to support that person who is going through a lot. The first thing that you could keep in mind is like think that there is like a deadline. So this thing, at some point, this thing is gonna be over. So, and I understand again, like somebody could say like, oh, Alessandro, but you just said that it's very long and we are talking about not just like 1 week, 1 month, we are talking about like months, even years. So I'm very conscious about that, but I feel like communication would be the best thing to do, like improving communication. So if I'm super frustrated, if I am super sad, if I'm crying or whatever, like I think that the smartest thing and the best thing you could do is communicate it to your partner, which this is something that I wasn't doing at the beginning that much, but after a few months I understood that like it was very it was really the best thing to do, and I really saw the results because we were starting to, especially like she was doing it already more than me, but we improved this thing and we were fighting less and less, and we were also like feeling less, at least in my case as an immigrant to this country, like less frustrated, less sad, because I knew like even in the back of my mind that I had somebody like my life partner. So I'm really thankful for having Kat, and like this is my advice to all the people who are around to this person who is an immigrant in this country.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think I actually have one more question. My final question is, what helped you during your journey hold on? What helped you not give up? You know, it was such a difficult journey for you, and I know it's a difficult journey for other people. What is that thing that, you know, when you wanted to give up, when you were so frustrated, helped you hold on a little bit longer?
Well, first of all, my wife.
That's me!
Yes. So yeah, I'm very thankful for having you and supporting me, for you supporting me. And of course, like as an immigrant, you could come here not just because you have like a partner, but it could be I don't know, for a relative or something like that. So it depends on your situation, but for sure, if you're immigrating, you're getting closer to somebody in your family or your partner. So it's amazing that you, especially during this pandemic, you could be so close to like your loved ones. And then for sure, like thinking that here, like there are so many opportunities, like this country, like really, if you are like, you don't have to be like a genius, you're like a normal smart person and you are very active in the sense of like you are somebody who takes action, and you really have willingness to do things, you can really get a real good job, and this can change your life seriously. So I feel like here, and I'm not talking just in terms of salaries, like it's also like very much simple, like finding a job. So if you're looking for a job is way more simple, at least with respect to Italy, but I feel like also in general Europe. So, and also one important thing that I was very like almost shocked, like in Italy, more or less, like most of the times you need like a bachelor, even a master's degree to get like certain types of jobs, while here you don't need that. or for sure if you have it, it's even better. But if you're again like smart and you like you know how to do things, and even if you don't know, you know you put effort at learning things, like for sure like you're gonna find something, and you can really like scale your position. You can really you know get a real opportunity that can change your life. So this is very important. This thing makes the difference really with all the other countries, at least that I know. So I don't know if I can say with respect to the rest of the world, but for sure with respect to a lot of countries in this planet. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm very happy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And you know, for everyone who's listening, if you have other questions about the immigration process, let us know.
Yes, and don't give up. Like this is one more thing that I want to say. Like don't give up. Like your sacrifice or your sacrifices are gonna be paid. Okay, so don't give up. And if you like this video, like give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching this video.